everybody! So I'm here to make a video where I kind of walk down memory lane and sort of go over or really go through all of my gameplay pictures that I've taken over the years. So basically I've been really missing playing Sims. It's been a while. It's been like almost 4 years now. Like the last time I played the game was in 2016. It's been that long, and we are fast approaching 2020, so it'll be about 4 years since I last played, which is kind of mind-blowing because I really do love the game despite that. And I had some really cool things I'd been doing before life got super crazy busy and stuff, and I just stopped playing, really. I meant to take a break, and I guess theoretically a break can last for an infinite amount of time. But yeah. I really miss it, and I've been missing it, and I really started to want to play when I came across a YouTube, I guess, yeah, a YouTuber called Annie Sim, and she plays, or she has these like let's play, well, I mean they are let's plays, but I guess I hesitate to call them that because she doesn't really call them that, but they're videos of her gameplay in The Sims 2. Well, actually, she has, I think the first videos of hers that I really sort of fell in love with, kind of drew me in, were her Sims 3 gameplay videos. Those were really cool. She's like a modder and stuff. But then, she also had these Sims 2 ones, and I was just like, I don't know, something about her was really charming, and her voice was really like, it had the ASMR feels to me, and it was, I don't know, like, it was like one of the first videos I saw of like Sims gameplay, and it just was so, it grabbed me, and I just wanted to go back to playing, but I mean it didn't work because I still didn't go back. But then I also, a couple years later, after Annie Sim, I found a YouTuber called Pleasant Sim. I think it's Pleasant Sim or Pleasant Sims. Either way, you'll know who I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Her name is Cindy, and she like, the thing that was really cool. Oh, and the thing that was cool about Cindy and about Annie that I didn't even think to say that really made me want to play was their play styles are so similar to mine in that they have all these rules that are like so unnecessary, but are like, it just makes the gameplay all the more fun, weirdly, even though you wouldn't think rules make a thing more fun, maybe, but they do. Or I guess when you really think about it, rules are a kind of obvious way to make a thing more fun. It gives you more challenges and stuff. But anyway, so between those two, and there have been a few others whose names I can't quite recall right now, but there have been a few others. I would see them over the years, and I would be inspired to play, but then I wouldn't actually play because I don't know. I just was like, I mean, some of it is being busy, but then some of it's just like, weirdly, my personal rules have been I know this sounds, I don't know. Well, my rules are such that they can be a little bit daunting to follow. So it's like I I have all these Word documents of like rules and notes about the families in my hood, in my in my Pleasant View, but even though it sounds like it does make it like, oh, I gotta remind myself of all this stuff, and that is like a slight barrier, but it is genuinely more fun to play that way. So I don't know. I just I I thought it would be cool, something that might inspire me to actually play and not just inspire me in like theory, would be to look through these pictures, um, which I was looking, like skimming, like to see how many there were. I was skimming them, and first of all, there's like 2,000 pictures. It's a lot. And then on top of that, I noticed that the oldest pictures that I took are from like 2013. So this current game, this saved game that I might start playing again, was started in 2013, last played in 2016. And like before that, I played through quite a bit, um, and weirdly though, I never really got past like the first generation. Like as the farthest I got was like Cassandra having kids, and that's about it. And that's about as far as I got with this current save, which is kind of crazy actually. But I guess because I have so many families and the rules, but really the families, there's a lot. Well, there's not that many. Well, but there kind of is. I don't know. You know, it's relative to some it's a lot, to others probably not, maybe. And then I would also try to um my Sims lives are a bit longer than, well, they're definitely longer than the game. Um but I guess I'll get into that maybe later. But so I guess my point is just like I've never really gotten past generation 1, which is nuts, which I've always wanted to do, and I should, and I might. We'll see. Um, I'm just remembering how, like, when I first installed the game, way back in like, or I should say when I first tried to install the game, way back when in, I would say 2004, because I got the game basically the year it came out, and I noticed the first pictures in the like storytelling folder are from 2004, and those are not my pictures. Those are like the creators' pictures, the like storytelling pictures of Pleasant View and stuff. Those are from 2004 apparently, and and there was a whole thing with me, like I didn't even actually play the game for the first time for like a year, like maybe a year or more after I got it, because I had the thing that I think I remember a lot of people had, where they couldn't make the game work. And then the fix, which my brother found, was like just sort of simply adding the like negative W thing, which was like to indicate to play it in windowed mode or something. Um, yeah, I finally figured out that fix. Well, I didn't, but my brother figured out that fix. And man, I remember being so sad about that. Like, it was like a tragedy. I had been so hyped for the game. I was a Sims 1 player, had like all the Sims 1 expansion packs, and then I remember I would print out screenshots of Sims 2. I was so excited, and I would look at them in class like a cool person, of course, and I was so excited. And then to finally get the game on Christmas and not be able to play was like heartbreaking. And I couldn't figure it out, and my brother at first couldn't figure it out, and he was a weird person. Well, he wasn't weird, but his thing, which was I guess kind of weird, was he would not allow himself to just outrightly be a Sims player, because to him it was like I guess a girl game. He was a gamer, but he would not play Sims, but he clearly loved it. And he was like, he would play Sims 1 and like sort of sneak play Sims 1, my Sims 1 games, and watch me play. And he was more about that Grand Theft Auto life. That was like his big favorite game. Um, and so, there was this idea that that Sims is like for girls, which is absurd, of course, but, fragile masculinity, I guess, which is not his fault as a kid. It's like, that's what society forces on boys, weirdly, to have this sort of fragile idea of how to be masculine, and it gets disrupted so easily. It's so sad. But anyway, so he was like really wanting it to work too, because he wanted to watch me play, and that's why he was so interested in figuring out how to get it to work, which he eventually did. He found the fix on the internet. Anyway, so yeah, I had a sort of delayed gratification. Although no, that was delayed gratification was more like self-imposed. It's like you choose to delay your gratification. I was forced to like delay my satisfaction when it came to playing the game, and I'm just remembering that and how sad it was, and how happy it was to finally get it to work. I'm like gonna cry. I'm like just remembering. Oh my gosh, the moment it was like, I think this is gonna work, and then it worked, and just I remember this hearing that song for the first time when the game actually loaded. It was like, oh my gosh, it's working, it's installing, or not installing. That part wasn't I can't actually remember if the issue came during installation or if it came during when you tried to actually play. But anyway, I just when the game finally loaded and to hear the music, that I like remember the first time I heard the do 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 and like do 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 do. I may have actually cried. It was so like amazing. And it might have even been 2 years that it took to get it to work. I feel like it was so long. But anyway, it finally worked, and it was like really emotional. And yeah, it was like what, like I was so overwhelmed. Like I kind of had forgotten my plans. I like had all these things I wanted to see and test, and like I kept like I was so excited for this game before it came out that I was like writing out families. When I saw the trailers tell us that Sims could have babies, I was like making families in my head to create, and like I had lost all that stuff, and I was like, what do I do first? But anyway, that's just my little Sim journey story. Um, but yeah, so I've played through many times, had many iterations. In all those years, I never really played past a generation, and it wasn't because of boredom or anything. It was always exciting. There was so much in The Sims 2 that I never did, that I've still never done. I just, things would just happen, like to my computer or to the game itself, that would make me unable to play for a while or something. But yeah, so that's another reason to want to play, is like to do a lot of the stuff I've always wanted to do, which is basic stuff like, have have my have a legacy sim, have a sim who was born in the game live to be a grandparent. I've never done that before in The Sims, which is again kind of crazy. And I'm just remembering how for the longest time I only had just the original game and University. I didn't even get like all the expansion packs until not recently, but until like 2013 is when I finally got them all. And I still haven't installed Free Time, because the way I was playing it is I wanted to see what each expansion pack added. So I would install one, play it for a while, and like quite a while, like a month or so, and then I would install the next EP. So I would know what each one was adding. Because I got them all at once in 2013. I just was like, I have money now. So, and Amazon is a thing, so I went and I got them all used, except for the ones I already had, which were the original and University. Yeah, but it it never, I never got around to installing Free Time, so I haven't experienced Free Time yet. But I've seen a lot of gameplay where people have Free Time, so I have an idea of what it adds. Um, and I guess I'm not that eager to add any of it. I'm not that eager to add anything from Free Time. I mean, I felt the inspiration from Annie, from Cindy, but then I just didn't, follow through. But I want to, and I plan to, and it'd be really cool to share my stories, my gameplay, if I can figure that out, because that is another hurdle. But we'll get there when we get there. I'll get there when I get there, if I get there. In the meantime, I thought it would be really cool to like just go through all my pictures, all my 2,000 plus pictures, and yeah, and remind myself of all I've done, because that's the big thing. Is I mean, I do and I don't remember my storylines and my characters and stuff. And so I thought it'd be fun, and it would help me get more in the commitment mindset of actually playing again. So yeah, I didn't mean for this intro to be so long, but yeah, here we are. Oh, and I should say, I figured I would just start with the very beginning of what's in the storytelling file. I don't know, I just wanted to see all the game produced. I don't know how to refer to those. The pictures from the creators. I figured I'd go through those too. Just 'cause it would it rounds out the story, 'cause there's a beginning to the characters even before I played them, before we played them. So I just figured, why not go through everything? And so yeah, I'm gonna start from the very beginning. I'm gonna start with the game pictures, and then I'll get to the pictures I've taken. And so like the first like 80 pictures, I believe, are like their pictures, the EA pictures of storytelling for Pleasant View. So just a heads up, you could skip that. If maybe I'll put the timestamp for you to do that. So the first picture we have here is of the Goths back when they were whole, back before Bella was abducted, and when Alexander was still a baby. man, good times. And then the next picture we have is this one of Bella and Mortimer with a, not, well, Mortimer, but I meant to say Bella and Don Lothario, with a weird haircut that is a haircut that is not in the game, I don't think. It's certainly not the haircut that we are introduced to Dawn with. And I guess this is like the meeting and Mortimer's supposed to be listening in on them or something. And, yeah, disapproval from the back. And our next picture is a picture of Mortimer and Bella on their wedding day. How sweet. And next is a picture of our Mortimer at his telescope, thinking about Bella. Probably thinking about where she is. This must be for storytelling purposes after the abduction. And, you know, I have to say, I really don't like the Bella storyline, the Bella abduction storyline. I used to think it was so cool and interesting, but I don't know, I kind of wish we entered the game with Bella just already there. But I get what they were going for with making something interesting. But it would be interesting if there were these two figures of Dina and Nina while Bella was still there and alive and protecting her, you know, her roost, her roost, protecting her roost. Is roost a noun? Is roost a place? I mean, whatever. But Bella protecting her kingdom, you know, that would be a good story to me. It didn't need the mystery of finding her, especially because when, well, I brought her back, spoiler alert, I cheated her back, I think using the Tombstone of Life and Death or something, because it was just so annoying, when I noticed that her picture was still in color, like she was alive, when looking through the family tree. And actually, the most annoying thing, the thing that made me go back and bother to do this, was when I sent Alexander to university, and when you do that, because I did it after Mortimer had died, and when I did that, Bella was the one who saw him off to school, which was crazy because I had created the story that she died, or she disappeared, and, you know, never to be seen again. And then here she was crying as Alexander went off to school, and he's hugging her, and I'm like, no, she needs to be dealt with. I need to do something with her before I continue. So I brought her back and killed her off, which I kind of regret, because I learned that if you just reintroduce her, because I saw she, like, didn't know anyone, and I guess I interpreted that to mean she didn't have any family relations anymore. But if you just reintroduce her to her people, she'll reestablish, it'll mark them as family, and she'll just have to get to know them all over again. But she is still, you know, coded as their mother, and she would have been, I don't know if she would have been coded as Mortimer's wife if he were still alive, but I never got to know, because Mortimer died, and then I brought Bella back after he died, so, and then I killed her off immediately, so, just so her picture would be gray, and that would be settled. But, and yeah, and then, like, the way, well, I won't get into specifics, but yeah. Next picture. Okay, so this next picture is of Darren, and I want to say his late wife's name was Darlene, and that must be baby Dirk. Is that his name, Dirk? Yeah, Dirk. And Dustin is the broke. There's so many D names. Yeah. Okay, and then, yeah, immediately we know this is Darlene after she has passed. Well, this is the Dreamer family after Darlene has passed. And that's presumably Dirk crying and Darren looking stoic. You know, you can't do funerals. I don't think you can do funerals in The Sims. But you could just make one. You could put the guys or the whoever in their formal wear and buy some black formal wear and just create a scene like this. Yeah. Next picture. Oh, back. Are these in the right order? I wonder. I guess they are in the right order. Okay. Well, so, but they are and they're not, right? The funeral picture should be after, but whatever. So this is a picture of Dirk and Darlene at, I guess, a picnic. This is a completely contrived picture, really, because it's not realistic. It's not something you can do. You can't have picnics in the game. I mean, there are outdoor grills in parks and things, but you definitely can't spread a like towel as this is supposed to be, or blanket. Although you could, if you were on like home property, you could put like some, I guess, this checkered tile out and recreate this scene and pretend it's a picnic on your property. Or you could even put a few of these pattern tiles out on a community lot and just have these sections where you have Sims. No, never. You can't really do that because you can't put like, you can't have stuff like, you can't use stuff in your inventory. You can't have like this Jello mold and the chips and the salad strewn about on a community lot. And when Sims grill, you know, in this picture makes it look like he's gonna go and sit on the blanket in quotes, and eat his food that way, the way you normally would at a picnic. But we know he's gonna go find some bench, or not bench, but like some surface, if there is one, or he'll put the food on the floor, and then he'll sit at the bench or something and eat it. So, yeah. It's pretty contrived. I didn't mean to spend so much time on this picture. Okay, so next is this one of Cassandra and Dirk at a grocery store, and the clerk, I think they wear uniforms, so that's different. But yeah, and I guess this is like showing the implication here is like these two are like into each other, or at least Cassandra's noticing Dirk or Darren, and so this is like, I guess, their backstory of unrequited love while Cassandra's into the bad boy. And you know, I think that whole backstory of Darren pining over Cassandra is a little bit part of why I found the Dreamers kind of boring to play. Like, the goal was so obvious. And I don't really care for that dynamic in any narrative fiction, where the the woman chooses or the man, but it's usually the woman chooses the obvious butthole and passes on the nice guy, the quote unquote nice guy. It doesn't ring true. I feel like it's like, I don't know, everything about it is depressing. Like, she's settling. Why didn't she see the decency in the guy who liked her before? Why is he not, why doesn't he have enough self-worth enough to, like, not pine over her? But it is a little different because he was, like, a widow. But anyway, I'm probably overthinking this by a lot. But, what else can you do with a story but overthink it? But I did play them, and I won't say what I did yet, with Darren and Cassandra, because I might play, and I might want to save that information, until I get to them. Okay. Oh, so this next picture is of, I want to say, the Caliente sisters, which, I kind of forgot that they were twins, to be honest. But I guess they're twins. So, let's see the next picture and we'll know, probably. Yep. Red and blonde is Dina, and I remember. I think what I did with them is, it's up there with my favorite storylines. What I did with Nina is, like, really up there. I think it might be my favorite, but I won't get into it now. And it's stuff like that, like what I did with Nina. I want to get back to that. Oh man, that was so fun. But we'll see. Next. Oh, the wedding to Michael Batchelor, who I guess was rich, because apparently Dina only marries rich guys. But I didn't, last I remember of Michael Batchelor, he was the Bachelor in The Sims 1, and he was not rich. He was the opposite. But I guess he, I don't know, the backstory here is that he worked his way into wealth, and that made him a prize to Dina. And I don't know who the brown-haired guy is in the back, but I see that Nina is crying because of presumably some sibling, I should say, rivalry, where they just can't be happy for each other when the other's winning. And I won't say how much of that I stuck to yet. But yeah. Okay, so this is, oh yeah, this is Bob and Betty Newbie. Oh my gosh, it's so funny to see them Sims 2-ified. And then there's Brandy, and I want to say Skip Broke, which I think I only know from watching the Let's Plays I have, or I think I would have forgotten it otherwise. I remember the name Flatbroke. That's one of his ancestors. So I guess once upon a time, these two were in love, and what a mistake that was. I have a really interesting backstory with Brandy as well, and Skip is not a great guy in the way I played. I mean, he's dead, but he wasn't a good guy, and I have a whole story about that and how it connects to how she raised her boys. Oh, I was so like intricate with my storytelling and my backstories. Yeah. So I guess that's Brandy as a kid, and that's her mother, Betty, and she's about to read to her, or she just finished reading to her, and that is Brandy and Skip, and I'm gonna assume that's Dustin, the eldest, having a birthday, and Skip is such a loser. I'm sorry. But yeah, he would make that gesture at a child's birthday party. Looking good, kid. No. I'm overstating a little bit how much I hated him. I didn't really, but I just made him a bit of a villain is all. Alright, next. Oh, so that's Brandy, definitely in labor with, Bo, second born, broke, and, yep, Skip looks appropriately shocked. The house looks different. And you see, I want to say this is out of order because he's proposing, and like my traditional mind goes, and we all know you propose before the babies. But that's not necessarily true, especially these days. But I mean, not that sim life is sort of like these days, but and also though I feel like not that this is a bad thing necessarily, but I do feel like I can imagine a world where Skip proposed to Brandy after 2 kids. Just saying. Yeah. In a bar, no less. The Diviest Dive Bar. Nothing looks quite like this bar, I don't think. But, you could, I mean, that's not that far off from a bar you could create in The Sims. Okay, we're out of the Brokes and into the Pleasants, the namesake family, the family for which I don't know that this is true actually, but it feels like Pleasant View is named after the Pleasants. I don't know. You'd think they'd be the wealthiest family. It's maybe just a coincidence, I guess, that the Pleasants exist in a town called Pleasant View, but I just they feel inextricably linked. But I don't really know what that if there was an intentional connection there, or the creators just liked the name, and I know there's sort of a reference to Pleasantville, kind of, from. Is that what the movie is called? The Reese Witherspoon movie? I don't remember. But, yeah. So, let me talk about the picture, actually, right? That's Lilith. I remember. Lilith the goth. Angela the A student. Lilith with her boyf. Dirk, right? Dirk. Yeah, Dirk. And he's more like a goody-goody. He's like, this is like some Roseanne stuff, where it's like, Darlene is the rebel with the good boy, and Becky's the good girl with the bad boy kind of thing. It's a little bit what the Pleasant sisters are like, and I won't yet say what I did with them, but I did something with them. Sort of. They're in kind of a limbo state right now, actually, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay, and this is... well, these are our residents. I'm not going to call them anything, because I know the game wants me to call them stuff. But I have to say, I don't hate them the way the game sort of implies you should. And I won't say what I've done with them yet to make me not hate them, but I'll just say I don't hate them. And so for this picture, I guess it's Mortimer, clearly. And Nina's bringing over a cake, something you definitely can't do in this game. You can do that in Sims 3, but yeah, you can't bring baked goods or anything really to a Sims house, or even go to a Sims house actually. And I guess this is like implying that they both had their eyes, or their hooks ready to dig into Mortimer for that money, for that ka-ching. And yeah, that this is their like welcome to the neighborhood kind of seduction attempt. I mean, I have all sorts of problems with the original stories, man, but I won't go into it now. But that's what this picture is clearly trying to imply. Oh, okay, well, these pictures are definitely out of order then, because this should have been at the beginning. I just checked, yeah, this is the timestamp and the date. This is where it's supposed to be in the storytelling lineup, and it's right, but it's wrong, kind of thing. But I guess that's Mortimer when he was young, and Bella, same as in the other pictures, young, because she was taken when she was young. And that is Cassandra, presumably, with a weird haircut like Dawn's was earlier. But I don't think you can have that haircut in the game. So, this house actually looks more like Sims 1. The house they have in The Sims 1, I think. It's been a minute since I've played Sims 1, so I don't quite remember, but I feel like that blue and brown wallpaper, that's Sims 1 stuff, and the like arrangement of the front room, but I need to look, I need to check. But yeah, so olden days with goths. They don't look like that anymore, I'll tell you that much. Oh, and we're back at the Pleasance, and this is Mary Sue, excuse me, who I didn't realize she was supposed to be Asian. I just learned this, not just, but I learned this watching people play. Actually, not even really. Because I can't think of anyone who made that. Maybe Annie Sim might have mentioned that actually, but apparently that's true, and I didn't realize that, because if I'm allowed to say, this game makes it hard to create Asian eyes. That feels almost inappropriate to say, because it just feels weird to mention race ever, but I mean, it is. I think most of us can agree. It's hard. It's hard to make Asian eyes and create a sim. I love a diverse neighborhood, although upon reflection, I was thinking about all my families, and I realized it's not as diverse as it could have been. But so I have a few Asian families, and I always felt like such a boss. So proud of myself when I managed to make Asian eyes, because it's so hard to do. So anyway, Mary Sue, who I think was adopted by the oldies, yeah, is marrying in this picture Daniel Pleasant, and that redheaded guy is, I have no idea, because Daniel has a sister And that's who should be there, not this redheaded guy who looks like it would be his brother. Daniel has no friends when we meet him. Certainly no other redhead dudes. And Cassandra, I'm assuming that's Cassandra. Who else rocks the pigtails as an adult, right? Is, I'm guessing, Mary Sue's maid of honor. I kind of forgot they were friends. I think they're friends in my game, though. I think. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, so here's them getting married in a nice looking little wedding hall. Which I was thinking about this. I need to make another wedding hall. I have a wedding hall, but I want to make one that's a little bit more grand. Because in my memory, the wedding hall I did make was like kind of a little too casual looking. I like how this one looks, even though you can't really see it or anything, but I don't know. I was just thinking about that kind of recently. Okay, next picture. Still with the Pleasants, and Angela is over there working out because she's, I guess, a type A personality who is really concerned with stuff like that, like being fit. Or Lilith is over there sitting there, just, I don't know, watching her instead of doing something. Maybe she's trying to get away from her parents. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've seen this picture before, but I never noticed Mary Sue and Daniel are arguing in the background. That is so interesting. But yeah, so I guess that's what Lilith is doing out here. Getting away from the arguing. She could be in her room, of course. But, like, let's not try to make too much sense of this. It's just telling the story of, and painting who these people are in a picture. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, I guess if anyone is watching and you don't know, I don't know, the backstory, that is a thing, that Mary Sue and Daniel Pleasant have issues when you come into the game. And I won't say what I did with them, but I will say, I can say this, in other versions, in past playthroughs, I like almost everyone, I had them divorce. I won't say if I did that in this saved game, but yeah, I won't say. But yeah, it just felt like the most logical thing to do. I guess this is their birthday. I wonder if that little girl with the brown hair is Lucy. Could be. And maybe the grown woman with the brown hair is Jennifer Burb, who is Daniel's sister. And I think she was adopted. I think. And there's like a blonde kid over here, and that might be Dustin, maybe. Once upon a time, Mary Sue wore casual clothes, though. Now she dresses, her casual wear is business, which is weird. And I'll say, I changed that. Spoiler alert, I changed that. Yeah. And, they're twins, but I guess it's saying, like, Allison, Angela was the favorite, because Lilith is, I don't know, oh my gosh, Lilith is in the back, which is actually more weird. I never noticed she was in the back. She's all the way in the back, sitting on the chair by Lucy's head. That's so funny. Why wouldn't she just... Okay, I'm overthinking it again. But, okay, so Lilith is in the back, and Angela's... Still, I think this implies she's the favorite. Oh, yeah, so these are not in order. Again, we have the Pleasants, but the twins are babies, and it's supposed to be like a setup of like they're in a doctor's office and they like Angela Mary Sue has just given birth, I guess. But no, this is not a thing that can happen. Uh, it would be nice, but no. Oh yeah, so they're newborns back when things looked like they might actually work out. Okay, so next picture, I guess. Okay, so that's Cassandra. These are like, I guess we're into, I mean, they might still be out of order, but it looks like we're into the like, what do you call these kinds of pictures? They're like artsy, and they're like, artistic, really. They're set up the way thumbnails for videos are. And I guess this is like the most modern version of this family, at least the version you get to see when you play for the first time, which is Alexander as a child, and Mortimer as an elder, and Bella out of the picture, literally, and Cassandra thinking of marriage front and center. And oh gosh. And Darren is painting Cassandra. So you definitely know what's what with this. He likes her. She somethings him. I don't know what we're supposed to make of that. Why she chose John. Like, you're her second choice, dude. That's not... I'm sorry. It's just kind of really sad. And anyway, there's Dirk talking to his girlfriend Angela. Adorable. Yeah. And then I guess Darren is thinking of money and his art and blah blah blah. Next picture. And then this is like a thumbnail-esque picture of the Pleasants, and this one's sad because he's not getting enough woohoo. Daniel, I mean. And Mary Sue is on the phone because I guess she's always busy working. And Angela is like, or Lilith is like, I don't want to hear it. And she's being shown as the one who's sort of having a bad attitude in this picture. And Angela is, Angela. Also a popular to hate character I've learned from watching a lot of Let's Plays from The Sims 2. And then there's these two. And I will say this. I gave them both makeovers. And I think I need to give Nina... No. How am I mixing them up? I'm supposed to know this. Dina... I think I need to give Dina another makeover. And Nina looks like the fire emoji in my game. I just love her look. It's really simple. It's not even... Because something I didn't even say is that I'm like a really vanilla player. I don't have a single mod. And I never wanted to. Although there was one time I played where I got not mods, but I got a lot of custom content. But then I became a super vanilla player, and I don't even have any custom content. I have one thing. I have the nude patch, and it's like, it was back, I got it back when I was telling stories, I think, like, making, like, I used to use these pictures to, like, tell stories, and I like the more realistic look. I think I even have a picture that's pretty funny I took of a naked sim that's like, it's like strategically something is like hiding it's a guy, a male sim, even though the Sims are like Barbie dolls and Ken dolls. But it was just funny. I think that's in this version. That feels not recent, but you know, like it's part of the most recent save. So the 13 to 16 era. If that's not clear, I'm at the 2013 to 2016 era. Just gotta be super clear, you know. But yeah, I mean, I really love Nina's makeover. Dina's, I think I'll change her hair maybe. But they both look way better than this. No offense to this, but, and I guess Nina's supposed to be woohoo crazy and Dina's money crazy, because that's how women are, I guess. Shame on you, EA. No, I don't think that's what they were saying at all. I'm joking, but I'm also like, I don't know, just the way I've seen people play them and talk about them and react to those implied personality types, it's like, it's not great. So I was really ahead of my time, I guess, in how I interpreted them. But you know, I'll get to that later. But next picture. This is Brandy and Bo and Dustin, and this is like Brandy being worried about Dustin going to jail. I just noticed she's wearing maternity clothes, but when we are introduced to her, enter her world, she's not pregnant yet, or she's not showing yet. So that's a mistake. But it still tells the story. Oh, and then this is Dawn and Bella. I guess this was the last time she was seen, or last time she was on Earth, was on his balcony. And yeah, I wish you had just been part of the family, part of the Goth family, and that would have been great. And then this is another contrived picture because it's one of Dawn and Nina jogging, a thing you cannot do. Although I know you can jog in free time, which I don't have, or I don't have installed, but I don't think you can do it like this. I don't even think you can see the jogging happening, if I'm not mistaken. That's a really nice thing in Sims 3. I do like Sims 3. It's no Sims 2, nothing is, but it's good in its ways. I mean, Sims 2 is the GOAT, though. Let's be real, and yeah, that just kind of goes without saying. But Sims 3 had some good features, definitely. Sims 1 is just a classic. I have never played Sims 4. And that is Don in probably his hot tub with who are obviously the Caliente sisters, the hot sisters, which that's what Caliente means, BT dubs, if you didn't know Spanish, which I think most people did know, at least that word. But yeah, I don't know, they both did have when the game starts, they both have a relationship with him. Sorry, I can't talk. But yeah. So that's a thing. It was. Spoiler alert, it's not. Well, that's actually not entirely true. But we'll get there when we get there. Oh, and this is Dina with Dawn. And they are making out. And yeah, because no one can resist the Donster. Yeah, that's what I call him because he doesn't deserve a cool name. This is, I'm sorry. This is Cassandra, and she is looking at her crush, who she doesn't like for any good or logical reason, which makes it, when I think about it too much, a little bit difficult to like her. Um, she likes him because he's hot, I guess. And Don is pretending he can read the the magazines on the rack. I don't know where this is supposed to be, a bookstore or something. I don't know. I I hate Don. Well, I hated Don. Actually, I I like him because I played him in a much better way than he was originally, I guess, written to be played. I redeemed him. Okay, moving on. I guess the Caliente sisters got robbed at some point. I should check their memories. I don't think it's relevant. Okay, now this is Don alone in his hot tub, thinking about all of his conquests and his soon-to-be's, or his soon-to-be, and I don't know, a scumbag doing scumbag things, I guess. And then this is like a little cork board, a little artistic cork board of all the residents, not all of them, but a bunch of the residents of Pleasant View. And now we're in the college pics, and I can say this, I did a whole thing with, man, that was crazy that I did that. But basically, I redesigned every single one of the pre-made college dorms. And what I did, I should say, while I'll just flip through these pictures and talk. That's Worthington, the Worthington kid. I did something with him too, but I'll continue. I connected all of the universities to Pleasant View, and what I did was I made each one like representative of a type of school, of type of college, a type of university. So La Fiesta Tech is like the party school slash art school, and it is like the cheapest school. And yeah, all the schools have tuition, of course. Like that's like, because Sims don't have enough things to waste slash spend their money on. So I made sure they have tons now. A lot of things have fees. Like private schools have fees. But yeah. So La Fiesta Tech is the cheapest, and the 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 party and the art school, and I mean, because it's like in the name, it like, it's implied that that's what it's supposed to be. And but I also made it's like it's both somehow. It's both this party school, but it's also a somewhat prestigious like art school. And then there is Sim State, which is obviously the state school. And then there's Academy Latour. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is the like Ivy League equivalent school. And I wanted my Sims to have options, and yeah, and I really like it. I really like how I played it, and I made each dorm like fitting of the like socioeconomic class of the school. So like the La Fiesta Tech has the junkiest furniture now in all of its dorms, and Academy Latour has the best furniture. No, not the best, not the priciest exactly, but the priciest of the three. Because I like have this thing in my head, like I want to save some of the like finer things in life for things that Sims only experience. Oh, wait, that was a weird sentence. For things for 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 things that are on the list of things a Sim can only experience if they, save up their own money to purchase it. I think that made sense. Um, but yeah, I was really serious about that. I wanted my Sims to have options, and it was, again, it's just more fun to play with rules and things, and to like have a loan system. I have a loan system and a student loan system, and it's a thing where being a poor Sim can like hold you back from your potential and getting into the best college and all that great stuff. That's a real issue in our real society, at least if you're American. I don't personally know of any other countries that where there's this exorbitant um, cost for tuition for higher learning. So I had to make it relatable to me, and that is very relatable to me. And so this Worthington guy, he's like all supposed to be this like wealthy guy, upper class guy from a wealthy hood, and he's like the third, I think, of his line. And I had to do some. He's incorporated now in my storyline, and I really do love what I did with him and who I connected him to. But it's like what he doesn't have any family. I remember his bloodline is just him, or his family tree is just him. And then it's this annoying thing of like his his I don't know what you call this, his line, his I don't know, the third in his name is a part of his last name. So whoever marries him, if they take his last name, is gonna get that dumb last name. So what I did, I made a whole backstory for him. He does have parents in my backstory, but I don't know. I didn't. I'm sure there's probably a way with a mod or something to give him parents. Maybe, I don't even know if that is a thing, um, but they exist in his story, but just not in the game. And it's a whole thing, and it's such a like cool thing that all these stories, they just make playing more fun. And yeah, he's had like a sort of transformation kind of. And what was I gonna say? To give him a normal last name, what I do, because I don't do too much. Well, I do quite a bit of cheating, but not like create. I only do cheating to like get like the sim modder and use it sometimes, which is more cheating, but whatever. Um, but my workaround for the name thing was I just made a sim. I did the same thing with Dawn. Okay, this is a spoiler. So what I did with Dawn and this guy, this Worthington guy, is I had them marry. Okay, so I should say, with Dawn, I had him marry Cassandra. He cheated on her. She divorced him, kicked him out. But then he had the Goff last name because I married them when in 2013. I didn't realize the person who you sent to the arch to initiate was the one who was going to bash their name, which is fine and kind of how it should be a little bit because it's such a prominent name, the Goff name. But after the divorce, he shouldn't have that name anymore, right? And so and actually that might be a problem in the future because I hate that. Like, if you get divorced, you should be able to change your last name back, but whatever. I'll figure out something. Maybe I'll just do this weird thing I did to everyone But what I did, or not weird, but like sort of complicated, I don't know. But what I did to fix the last names of these two is I had them marry. I created a sim for each of them. These were at different times, of course, but this is just, they share this story where I created a sim and created a sim, and I gave the sim a last name. The last name I wanted them to have for Don Lothario, for this guy Worthington with no numbers, and I married them to the new sim, and then I divorced them, but left things amicable. So, with cheats, of course. So, they're friends with their exes, and they have normal last names. And that's how I did that. And it was a good decision, I think. For Dawn, it really fits, because it's like, he'd probably have a couple of exes under his belt. But now I've got two people. I've got Jessica Worthington, who I just left. I had her be a student. She's just a student in the school now. And I forgot her, Lothario, Lady Lothario's first name. I want to say Donna, but that's the name of his daughter. Because, yes, Don has a daughter named Donna. This is a lot of spoilers, but who cares? Yeah, well, yeah, I don't remember the Lady Lothario's first name, but she's just in the town now, and she has a, like, little apartment. I don't know what I'll do with her. We'll see, I guess. But yeah. So they both have exes. But I got their names back. That's the point. Okay, so let's move on with these pictures. So this is a thing you can do, like the band thing. It never sounds as nice as I always thought it was gonna sound. So I don't love it. At least, maybe I just haven't gotten it to work. But in my memory, I like tried to make three competent players do a like rock band thing together, and it didn't sound good. But I don't know, maybe I chose the wrong instruments. Someone might have been on the piano. I don't remember. Frat guys. Oh yeah, there's a whole story with frats, and I'll tell that story. It's not long, and I'll tell it while I go through the pictures. It's not, yeah, it's very short. It's just that Academy Latour, it didn't have any fraternity or sorority, so I had to create them from scratch, and just that was really fun. And it was fun to create the two the two Greek founders, Greek house founders, and yeah, that was really fun to play. And I based both of their Greek houses on the Federal Fortress. Yeah, it's a good house to build, to create, for a lot of people to live in. And yeah, and I'm sure there are pictures of that, so you'll see later. But yeah, okay, let's just move on. I can't talk 20 minutes about every picture. There's 2,000 pictures. So that's a picture of downtown, I'm pretty sure. This, I think, I think this is a picture of, I don't know, this feels like it's my picture that I took. But I don't know what this is. I think this is Della Rosa. Because I think I thought it was mine because I see a plumb bob. But this is probably just a designer's picture. Because I didn't play her really. But I don't know. I'm not sure who this is. I think it's Della Rosa, but I'm not sure. Florence Della Rosa. And there's a suitcase behind the cab. That's weird. They probably, like, I don't know how they got that picture, but it's silly regardless. Um, I don't even know who that was supposed to be, who was getting into that cab. Okay, so this is Florence Della Rosa. I don't know who that was at that house. I don't know why I thought that was her. But she's the florist. Oh, and then we're at the Jaquette. So these are the open for business pictures. Jaquette, what's his first name? I forget his first name. Jean? Is it Jean Jaquette? Or is that his dad? I don't remember. But this is the Jaquette family. They own the bakery. And since you're gonna see it in pictures, so I'll spoil it. I had him marry Brandy Broke, and that was just like so cool, and it felt so right, and they're still very newly married. Like the last time I played, they had just gotten married. No, they were just had a kid. But there's pictures of that, so you would have seen it anyway. But it's all still new, and their kid is still a toddler, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm pretty sure. And the third boy, the third Broke, is still a teenager. And I named it's so interesting to see what everyone did with the third Broke and what they named him. I named him William. Or I had Brandy name him William to make up for the royalty that he lacked. If you get that reference, you are a really cool and good person with a kind heart and a noble chin. Alright. Okay, so that's, I guess, the Jaquette dad. Why don't I remember their names? I just know the last name. Jaquette and mom. Well, you know what I mean. And I guess that's their dad and husband cooking, and I don't know what this is supposed to be. And mom and son toasting to, I have no idea what that would be. That the dad just died or something? Or maybe they just bought a business, but I thought that was an old family business. I don't know. That's Florence again, opening her shop. That's Malcolm Landgrab, the weird looking dude with the blonde hair. He looks like he could be like Dina's brother, which a lot of people I've seen, like almost everyone I've seen, has them marry each other, so that's interesting. Spoiler alert, I did not have her marry him, and I have no intention of having her marry him, so yeah. But I don't know, maybe it could happen actually. I'm actually not ruling that out because I don't really know what to do with him. More Malcolm. He's in a hot tub with, it looks like Dina, but I guess any redhead would. And I guess not, because Dina, I'm pretty sure, is tan, and this woman looks pale. She looks like skin tone 1, I mean. I don't know, Landgrab's parents died, so he became Batman. I think that's Alfred on his left. I'm totally kidding. There he is again, making big business deals. Though I saw through someone's playthrough recently that he's not even that rich. I mean, he's not goth rich, so I think this is Blue Water Village. These are the Ramirez's, and that is Florence Della Rosa. That I can't remember the guy's name in this. Chico Ramirez, I think? Chico Ramirez talking to Florence. There's a full picture of them, or a picture of the full family. The houses in Blue Water Village are really spacious and nice, if I remember correctly. Chico buying lemonade from his daughter. The family posing around their I was gonna say their first dollar. I'm like not even paying attention to what I'm saying. Their I guess the deed to the place, the the deed to the furniture store. The Tinker family. I haven't played them yet. Like just like the land grabs, I don't know quite what to do with them yet. More of this. I guess this is a toy store. Yeah, Tinkers own a toy store. I guess the daughter is an artiste, but the parents are arguing, implying that the daughter is an artist and the parents argue. Who is this? Who is this kid? Because the Tinkers only have the one child, right? I don't know who this kid is. The Ramirez patriarch. Oh, and that I thought that was a customer, but that's is her name Lisa Ramirez? I don't know. But that's the wife and that's the husband, and they are selling beds and things. But anyway, those are the Tinkers. I'm trying to actually speed through these pictures a little more because it's been like over an hour and I haven't even gotten to my pictures yet that I've taken, which is ridiculous because my throat is already getting froggy. But yeah, this is Florence and her house. I really like it. I like all the Blue Water houses. Oh, now we're at the vacation lots. I think that's Tika something village. I'm just gonna go through these. These are all the vacation lots. I wish there were more. It gets a little bit boring. Not boring, but repetitive. I wish there were like 10 vacation like places. The travelers, they're still in the bin. I haven't done anything with the travelers. Finally, we've reached my first family, the first picture that's original of a family I made. So that means we're in the section of the storytelling folder of my pictures. Like I didn't take this one obviously, but you know, because the game takes these when you know, after you make a family and create a sim, but you know what I mean. And so I think this is a good point to end this part and begin a new part where the actual pictures, my actual pictures, begin. So thank you for sticking around for this like intro to the intro portion, which is over an hour. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm glad, I'm excited to finally get to my own pictures. So join me for the next part, which will be up, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do all these together so I can just upload them at a time where they're already. You get me? Okay. Alright. Thank you for making it to the end. I know talkie videos can be super boring. Alright. Bye. See you at the next part.